Hello everybody, I'm Alfred, and the video we're about to watch and listen to is the trailer for the movie The Last Thing Mary Saw. So let's get the party started.
Speak freely.
It's Mary. Our daughter's ears are deaf to the Lord's preachings. She continues to engage in acts with the housemaid.
Correction is needed.
Mary?
Knees and prayer.
I'm tired of a life spent hiding.
Fear and weakness keep us here.
What troubles you?
You know, first of all, the trailer is well made. You know, they made the trailer really well because it's really putting a lot of questions in one's mind and showing so many different, angles and so many different things. And when I'm talking about angles, I'm not talking about, camera angles.
I fear sinful affection could bring death upon this family.
Eleanor?
They brought evil into this house.
Could you recite the Lord's Prayer for us?
Christ, fortify your members which are upon the earth. Fornication, uncleanness,
Fear,
affection,
and weakness keep us here. Our fate rests on this.
Destroy the works of the devil.
Such a sin.
Sinful
and lead us not
You
into
see, there are so many things to say. Now, trying to promote lesbianism, and trying to promote this idea that, lesbians were persecuted in the past, thanks to predominant, Judeo-Christian values, being the order of the day, in the old day, whatever time that this movie sets in. First of all, it is completely inaccurate in many respects, and it's completely foolish, and this is why Christians, we need to make a lot of movies. This kind of movies put Christianity in the wrong light. They put Christianity in a light that is actually a lie, and in addition to that, you have to understand that the views towards homosexuality was universally spread. It was not something that was invented or created by Christianity. There are many societies, not just Sodom and Gomorrah, there are many societies that have tried to create a civilization that embraced, or entertained homosexual lifestyles, but they all fell and they all destroyed. And of course, a lot of them were wiped out because that kind of life makes people weaker. It makes a society and a civilization weaker. First of all, men cannot reproduce. Women and women cannot reproduce. In a society and in a world like, in the old world where numbers was very important, numbers was power. If you had a large family, that was to your advantage versus other families that were smaller. You had more people. If you had a country, a city that had more people, more able-bodied men, more strong, able-bodied men, that was your advantage. And that was one thing that was Rome's greatest strength. Rome's greatest strength was its population. Think about the numbers of people who were Romans who were dying. There were other things that the Romans did, that gave them an edge over those in their time when the Romans were conquering. But you cannot negate their population. So understand the power of numbers. But you see, this whole idea, this pushing of lesbianism and leftism, because when I emphasize the importance of Christians going into positions of political authority, going into political power, Christians making movies, going into the entertainment sphere, being the ones to make the games. When you see people playing Fortnite, what goes through your mind? Does it go through your mind? Wow, what if this Fortnite was Christian based? What if it was telling the gospel? When you see news on TV, does it go through your mind? Wow, what if this was owned by a Christian? What if they were telling the news from a Christian's perspective? What if they were giving information that will actually help people and bring people out of darkness and into light? You know, when you see a celebrity on television, do you think, well, what if that celebrity represented God and represented Christ, not trying to be funny and sell themselves, sell their products and promote LGBT or sex or whatever sexual joke they want to tell? You know, what goes through your mind? This is very important, because you see, these people, you know, they have planned and they have structured the world to push their narrative. So they want to put it like, homosexuals have been persecuted through time. No, homosexuals have been the reason for the destruction of a lot of civilizations through time that embrace them. That is the fact. It is Christians who, interestingly, have been persecuted through time. And those are the ones that they want to look as the villains, so that the persecution can continue and be amplified in this day and age. That is why movies like this are made. You can be sure about that. You know, you can be really sure about that. That is the goal. They won't make this kind of movie about Muslims. Christians, we don't go around saying that we want to kill gays or all of that. We want to convert them. We want them to stop what they are doing. That is all. You know, we want them to come to Christ. So of course, even if they stop what they are doing and they don't come to Christ, they will still end up in hell. You know, but we are people who preach the gospel. We are people who want them to come to life. What does the Bible say? You know, that if you're a homosexual, stop. That is it. You know, stop that. That is it. But gays Muslims throw them off buildings and all of that. You know, Muslims believe in killing them and exterminating them. But they will never make a movie like this about Muslims. And that is also something you must know, because the Muslims are in a very they are in a favored position with the woke crowd, because wokeness is a tool that is used by the certain people in the New World Order. That is all that wokeness is. The people who are woke don't even understand and see the full picture. But that being said, Muslims, you see, because they are Muslim nations, they are nations who own a lot of oil, who own a lot of wealth of this world, who have the ability to start wars and to, you know, really alter the cause of a lot of the dominating nations. A lot of these nations they are Muslim. They are raw Muslim. You know, look at Dubai, look at Saudi Arabia, look at the Middle East, look at all the nations, you know, that stand up for Islam. If you insult their prophet Muhammad, there, immediate death. But you can insult Jesus everywhere else. Even there, you can. It is free for all. You see the problem, but you see the power. What gives Muslims that space where, you know, Muslims, you know, even the gays are not going after them and all of that, is first of all the whole gay rights movement is owned and controlled, and the people who own and control it understand the space that, you know, the power of Islam, you know, that Islam is mixed with nations that, you know, to insult Islam is to insult several nations that have a lot of power and a lot of money and control, you know, so much. So they look at that, and that is why they still would want to get rid of Islam, but the strategy will be different. But they cannot go after it the same way they can just openly go after Christianity, because interestingly, most of the people that are the globalists have already taken over the once Christian nations. Now it's offensive to say that the United Kingdom was a Christian nation, or is a Christian nation. It's offensive to say that America is a Christian nation. It's offensive to say that Canada is a Christian nation, you know. But it is not offensive to say that all the Middle Eastern nations are Muslim nations. It is not offensive to say that certain regions of the United Kingdom are now Muslim cities or Muslim habitats. It is not offensive. You can see that the power comes from the link with, you know, the political power and the financial power that Islam has built, you know, that link, you know, You cannot insult Islam without insulting all the priests, all the Saudi princes and princesses and kings, and all the Muslim rulers and all of that. But when you insult Christianity, Christians don't take it to heart. There is no strong base. It's not like if you insult Christianity, then the CEO of this and this company, will now come after you, or will not do business with you, or will not address you, or call you to stop. Like, why are you doing this? Christians don't have that. We need to have that link in the business world and over countries in the political world. So it's like, if you insult Christianity, this nation is going to, you're putting yourself at a disadvantaged spot with this nation. And since you do not want to fall into the bad grace of this nation or that nation, Christianity is something that people should stay clear of criticizing. So these are things you have to think about and make sure, we have to make sure that Christianity has that advantage. So that being said, if you are listening to this and you like to be a part of what we are doing, or perhaps you want to make entertainment movies, Christian movies, movies that will take over the entertainment landscape, it's not like, oh, it's a Christian movie, it's made for Christians. No, we are going to take over. The goal is to take over all of moviedom in such a way that anywhere you look and there's a movie to be watched, it is going to be a movie that has a Christian message. It's going to be a movie that is Christian. Keep in mind that the LGBT are planning that anywhere you look, all the movies go according to their LGBT beliefs, or their woke beliefs and their woke ideologies. That is why cancel culture exists. They are canceling everything that does not go according to their woke ideology, anything that does not go according to their own view of the world, their own perspective. They are reshaping the world. They are reshaping the thoughts that are possible for people to have. It's like, oh, you cannot have this thoughts. It goes against their LGBT perspective and view of life. We Christians, we must stand up and make sure that, we create a world where it is Christian ideologies, that are dominant. If anything, we should cancel their ideologies. The lights, should expand, and as the light grows, the darkness comprehended it not. So reach out to us on Alfred or VIP. If you have not given your life to Christ, click the salvation prayer link in the main menu. When you do that, a page will come out that has a prayer of salvation, which is just basically you telling God you want to become a Christian. So do that and start your journey with God. Also know there's a salvation prayer link in the description below. Thank you and God bless you.